That story was done by Rona Nahawe and trying to make sure that the Djibouti business community is engaging with the Ugandan business community to see how they can make use of the Djibouti free trade zone. And this is one way of boosting trade, not only here, but even Africa-wise and East Africa-wise. Getting into another story here, the Uganda Revenue Authority has been making Ugandans to adopt the use of e-freeze, and this is one way of enlarging the taxi collection revenue base. Our reporter Bronia Katsime reported about the use of e-freeze and why we should embrace it. Let's see.
Uganda Revenue Authority implemented an electronic physical receipting and invoicing system on the 21st January 2021. It was aimed at providing an ease in doing businesses in Uganda. However, e-freeze has affected some businesses in Uganda.
The positive side, but also has a negative side. Because now, as long as you put this, because these ones we purchase, we pay. It is also added as an expense. I just wish the government was just giving it, because manufacturers are the builders of the economy. If they would pay for them, they print and give us, so that this one can help to differentiate the formal business and informal. Would be very happy. So when it was introduced, that is another expense, which our customer doesn't want to know. I cannot go and say, I've been selling my bottle at 20, now I want 25 because I have this another expense. That one cuts your profits.
Science and technology is very good. We have really tried to embrace it. But access to internet, in our country, is still a bit low. First of all, it's very expensive. We can't afford it at some point. And there are some programs which are online. You can only access them when you have a computer, not my simple phone. Some of us don't even have those computers. In fact, the most important system, where I've been finding a lot of difficulty, is the e-freeze. I've tried to go on it to make sure that, for example, if I'm exporting my products from Uganda to another country,
the use of technology in tax administration makes it possible to establish the true tax worth of diverse commodities by identifying their key qualities. The produced data will give URA the resources and knowledge it needs to assess taxes rather than trying to track down the chain of production. Additionally, it is anticipated that the new tool will assist expand of the nation's tax base, boosting GDP.
Because ideally, if I want to categorize you well, so that I do not make an assumption which value I'm attaching to a particular item, say at the customs point, then actually you'll be paying the right taxes depending on what item you've brought. For example, if I'm to look at a fabric, if I'm to look at juices, if I'm to look at other items that require us knowing in the laboratory how much is in the ingredients of one item for the other. If it's maybe alcohol, we need to know the concentrations and all that. Ideally, if it's a drink, in fact, you need to know whether you can say it's alcoholic or non-alcoholic. You need to know the alcohol content, and you cannot just prove that by word of mouth. You have to go inside a lab. So ideally, we are saving costs as URA.
Program when it was introduced, because that is the only way people can differentiate the certified products and those which are not certified. I want to explain to the public more about it. When you hear this e-freeze, because it starts with the digital stamps putting on our products, because there is no way you can sell using this e-freeze when you don't have those digital stamps. So it is a combination of KCCA, URA, and UNBS. KCCA, it means the product are being produced in the proper environment and proper premises, and you have to be paying the license. And the UNBS makes sure that the products are of quality.
Even though some businesses have encountered challenges in Uganda with IFRIS, it is advantageous in a way that it helps in bookkeeping skills and also the tracking of authentic business transactions. Bronia Katsime, Smart 24 TV.
That is Bronia Katsime about the IFRIS from the Uganda Revenue Authority and giving you the details about the use of IFRIS. This is a method that is going to help in the collection of tax in Uganda. And by the way, if you look at the entire tax collection at the moment, it has increased. It means that Uganda Revenue Authority has put a lot of methods, IFRIS being one of them, as a way of increasing our revenue collection base. People may think that why every time tax help us to develop our country. The construction of roads, the construction of hospitals, we use this money, though some sort of corruption have always been cited in that very line when it comes to service delivery. But this is one thing that me and you should fight together so that we have our country grow at a high speed. Getting to another story, did you know that the majority of Ugandans are now using electronic payments? This is a data coming in from the Bank of Uganda. And according to them, they are saying this has resulted in the 6.7% decline in the check payouts during the month of June. Let us have a look at this very story that came directly from the Bank of Uganda.
Shamka Kembo, Managing Director of EFC, indicated that the central bank and approved banks will be able to prevent fraud and offer speedy services as customers use the bank digital services anywhere and at any time in an interview.
The monetary policy tools they use quickly flow through into the economy for the central bank to achieve its objectives, as opposed to where cash is still very much king, where we're still using checks, so the lag effect is longer, and a lot of those things take a while to go through. The other beauty about digital is that then the payment system or the banks and financial institutions are able to collect substantial data around the users of these systems, and then we can develop financial solutions to solve problems of the day. We can develop new products because then we understand better the behavior of our customers through collecting data and the usage of digital platforms. Yes, the customers, the consumers, ought to embrace the digital platforms and do things digitally, especially for the convenience they bring, but also for the promise of the future of better financial services.
Digital transactions are preferable to writing checks since they need less time to maintain than the paper ones. The corporate world should adopt digital methods to facilitate and improve transactions.
Digital transactions are much better because even these checkbooks are also an expense to the company. Every leaf we have is a cost, and at times, it even eases work.
The value of dollar checks was decreased from $5,500 to $2,750. Ugandan shillings was decreased from shillings 20 million to 10 million. Euro checks were reduced from 4,500 euros to 2,250 euros. Kenyan shilling checks were reduced from 600,000 Kenyan shillings to 300,000 Kenyan shillings. British pounds were reduced from 4,400 pounds to 2,200 pounds. Digital transactions and payments have the ability to transform the economy. Financial institutions and stakeholders should promote and implement them. Martha Nimsima, Smart 24.
That's the story coming in from the Bank of Uganda about the digital transactions, paying money online and everything. This has also reduced on fraud, by the way. If you pay money using your check, there's no way how you can move with money in your pocket. And even if you land into burglars. They cannot find any money in your pocket. So I think digital transactions are good somehow, somewhere, though it also has some other challenges. Getting to another story here, we are speaking entrepreneur integration, and over the weekend, the Kampala Impact Day was organized by the government of Uganda in conjunction with other NGOs and other business sectors here to see how they can improve or create a future that is worth living with the social integration and economics. Our reporter was there on ground and she collected a lot of information for us. Let us have a look at this.
To promote aggressively domestic and international investments in social enterprises that have proven adept at creating long-lasting and significant social impacts, Uganda is working with other African nations, NGOs, and job creation agencies to support open doors for collaboration and create employment opportunities. Brian Mangeni, CEO of ASEAN Rising, expanded on this in an exclusive interview.
So, promoting discussion about social enterprise, bringing them in the same room with capital that is coming from outside Uganda that has probably not been affected by the inflation rates that we are suffering with, getting them to join up with enterprises outside Uganda, getting them opportunities to export outside Uganda. There is so much that will be discussed on that day that can go a long way in helping them. Also, just like you've heard from other speakers who understand social enterprise quite well, employment, gainful employment, is one of the major SDGs that are going to be addressed through social enterprise promotion.
In order for a business to develop and grow, innovation is essential, and entrepreneurs should take this into account, according to Sharon Kakai, the Village Uganda's communications and marketing lead.
On whether we want to scale, that's a different issue, but scaling should be it, because then when you scale, you're able to create job opportunities, you're able to fight gender disparities, and you're able to level, our societal challenges altogether.
Uganda will achieve greater economic development effect results through ongoing support of entrepreneurs and young innovators.
The potential of youth is indeed a key for the future of Uganda. And Kampala Impact Day contributes to this goal. So let me congratulate OVO and ASEAN Rising with this initiative. And I strongly encourage entrepreneurs to participate in the event, and as well as other development stakeholders to provide the much needed support.
The goal of the Kampala Impact Day is to examine possibilities and work together to have a lasting social impact. This will make it possible to create an economically and socially integrated future. Martha Nimsima, Smart 24.
If at all you missed our weekly bulletin, we make sure that we bring stories that made the headlines and we play them now in our business edition. I want to thank you for you have been the best view of the Smart 24 television, especially of this very program. Remember to hook us on our social media platforms, that's Twitter Smart 24 TV Official, Instagram and YouTube Smart 24 TV Official. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Remember, don't drive or don't drink and drive. Let us hook next weekend in the same program with the same person, PEDISON MUMBERE. I'm out.